What is up, guys? ZG here. In this video, I'm going to be covering Abaddon the Despoiler deck. Actually, a list that I built in paper right here. As you might have seen, I started streaming on YouTube to do $25 commander pods. I will add a link to that video in this video if you want to check out what I'm trying to do. But anyways, let's get into the video. So to start this deck test off, I just want to say that Abaddon the Despoiler is a 5 mana Grixis Astartes warrior that was printed in the Universes Beyond Warhammer precons, and he was the face commander of one, I believe. Um, he is a 5/5 legendary creature with trample that reads Mark of Chaos Ascendant. During your turn, spells you cast from your hand with mana value X or less have Cascade, where X is the total amount of life opponents have lost this turn. Now, although his effect does require for your opponents to lose life, especially in a deck like this, where the commander has trample, it's not too difficult. But there are other ways to have opponents lose life. And I'll get to that in the deck list. So if you're not familiar with how Cascade works, Cascade means when you cast the spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card whose mana value is less than the spell's mana value. So in this case, if you have a Abaddon out in the battlefield, your opponents lose 3 life. That means X is 3 life. So spells with converted mana cost 3 have Cascade. And the same goes for basically any other amount of life loss. Also, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the resulting spell's mana value is less than this spell's mana value. And whatever you cascade into, you can cast for free. So to make this deck work, I added cards like Electrostatic Field that deals 1 damage to each opponent if I cast the instant or sorcery. Same with Gutter Snipe, dealing 2 damage, and Keswick Flamebreaker, dealing 1 damage to each opponent. So the fact that each opponent loses 1 life changes Abaddon's X to 3 because 3 people, 3 people lost 1 life each. That means 3 damage was done. You also have Psychosis Crawler, which lets each opponent lose 1 life if you draw a card. You also have Thermo Alchemist, which deals taps to deal 1 damage to each opponent, and then when you cast the instant or sorcery, you untap Thermo Alchemist. And we also have Creeping Dread for 4 mana that reads at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player discards a card. Each opponent who discarded a card that shares a type with that card you discarded loses 3 life. Funny enough, I've had Creeping Dread in my hand 1 game, but I haven't casted it yet. But I think if everyone discards a land, for example, the same as you, then that's 9 damage to 3 damage to each opponent, totaling to 9, and that enables Abaddon the Despoiler to cascade high converted mana cost spells. So you're probably thinking, well, how does this deck win? So I decided to go for a dual caster mage and quasi duplicate win condition. Twin Flame was out of the budget, but quasi duplicate was also an alternative. And it also has jumpstart, so you can get more than 1 use out of it. But to get the combo assembled, I decided to go with Drift of Phantasms because of its transmute cost that lets you search for a 3 converted mana cost spell. Perplex also has the same ability, also 3 mana. For Darken, Aether Mage has Wizard cycling, so for 3 mana you can discard it to go look for a wizard, and Dualcaster Mage is a wizard, and there's a few others as well. And then I also have Diabolic Tutor and other similar spells that just let you search for a card and put it into your hand. To keep the video short and sweet, I'm not going to cover every single card in the deck. It does run a lot of counter magic since it has blue and removal because it has black. But cards that really piqued my interest using it in this deck is Inevitable Betrayal. If you if you cascade from a 1 CMC card, you can cascade into Inevitable Betrayal, and then you can immediately cast it since it ignores suspend and has no mana cost. It reads search target opponent's library for a creature card, put it onto the battlefield under your control, then shuffle. I played in an online game and actually stole someone's Deathrite Shaman and then used that to trigger Abaddon more by tapping it to drain everyone for 2 life. Then we have Blue Elemental Blast, which is a 1 mana counter target red spell and destroy a red spell. We destroy target red permanent, which I think is extremely strong, especially at 1 mana. Then we have Pain Seer, which is one of the favorite cards in Magic that I like. It's basically a Dark Confidant if it untaps. That's the only loophole that you need to jump through. You can attack with it, and then if it untaps, you reveal the top card, and then you lose life equal to its mana cost, converted mana cost. And you can also not die of this because you can sacrifice it to summon something. You can use it as a good blocker, and it doesn't drain your life every turn. Then we have Calibrated Blast, which is a 3 mana instant that reads a reveal card from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in a random order, and then when you reveal a non-land card this way, Calibrated Blast deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to any target, and it also has flashback. So if you cascade first, and then you resolve this. So it's just it's nice value, and you also get to ping someone for damage. Then Ionize, a 3 mana instant counter target spell. Ionize deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. This also enables Abaddon for 3 mana if it's on your turn. And then last but not least, Leyline of Combustion. So this enters the battlefield if it's in your opening hand. Otherwise, it's 4 mana. And then whenever you or at least one permanent you become control becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, Leyline of Combustion deals 2 damage to that player. And I've actually played a game where someone instantly removed Leyline of Combustion because it's pretty strong. But like I said, I'll keep the video short and sweet. Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to join any of my spell table games, check out my Patreon or come in contact with me. We are looking for people to play $25 Commander pods with over spell table. If you don't have a webcam, you can use a phone. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.